Okay, guys, we have been talking about a dimensional analysis, and I wanted to go over a couple things because you will be having a quiz today, and I know I'm not here right now at school. So we're going to do about 2 examples, and your quiz is going to be really short. And then once you're finished with your quiz, you'll turn it into the substitute, okay? So let's just do this example right here. It says that Mr. Lutz, and I know we've already done this before, but I just want to go over the basics before we have our quiz. So it says Mr. Lutz drew a line that was 32 centimeters long. How many millimeters did he draw? The very first thing that we have to do is set up our dimensional analysis table. And on your quiz, you're going to have to be able to set this up, cross out everything that needs to be crossed out, and show me that you know how to convert the units. Yes, if you just know how to multiply and get the answer, that's fine and great, but I want to see you cross out the units so that I know you know what you're actually doing. So Mr. Lutz drew a line that was 32 centimeters long. How many millimeters did he draw? So we need to know how many centimeters are in a millimeter. So that means that we have to do some conversion. So we are going to draw our dimensional analysis table. The first slot that we have over here is the given. Okay, this is where we do our conversion, and this is where we get our answer. So the problem says that we are given 32 centimeters. So in the first hole over here, I'm going to put 32. And if you just put 32, it's going to be wrong on your quiz. You need to tell me what units, and that would be centimeters. We discussed that in class. How do we cancel out units? We have to cancel out units by them being diagonal from each other, right? So if we're trying to get rid of centimeters and turn them into millimeters, our centimeters, we're getting rid of them. So we have to put our centimeters diagonal from our other centimeters, and we're converting to millimeters. So my millimeters are going to be on top. Okay, so now I know that my centimeters can cancel out, and I will cross them out. Now, how many millimeters are in 1 centimeter? Well, in 1 centimeter, remember this is our conversion. This is not where the information goes from the problem. The information from the problem goes here with the given. We have 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. Okay, so now we just multiply. It's like we're multiplying fractions. We multiply straight across, and 32 times 10 is 320. And what units do I have left? Just millimeters. So my answer is millimeters. Did we change the length of the line that he drew? No, we did not. We just converted the units, which said he had 32 centimeters and is still the same length, but if we convert that to millimeters, it's actually 320 millimeters, okay? So that's one example for you before you take your quiz. And we also want to let's look at this one. It says Bandit ran 5 miles in 2 hours. How many minutes did it take for him to run the 5 miles? So once again, I'm going to draw my dimensional analysis table. 2 lines and 1 line cutting it through the middle. What is my given information? It would be the 5 miles in 2 hours. I put the 5 miles up here. Okay. And then I put my 2 hours right below it because it's still the given information. The other problem did not have anything in this bottom square, but this one does. So now my given is 5 miles in 2 hours. That is a rate. Okay, so how many minutes did it take for him to run the 5 miles? So what's it asking? It's asking us to convert from hours right here to minutes. The only way we can cancel out units is to what? For them to be diagonal. So we're trying to get rid of the hours. So I'm going to put hours here on the top because for it to cancel, it has to be on top to cancel. And then I'm converting to minutes. Remember, this section right here, I do not put any of my given information. This is all of my conversion, okay? My hours cancel out. How many minutes are in 1 hour? And that would be 60 minutes are in 1 hour. Now all we do is multiply straight across. 5 times 1 is 5. What units? Miles. If you do not put your units in your answer on your quiz, then the answer will be wrong. That is 5 miles in what is 2 times 60 is 120 minutes. Okay, so the question says how many minutes did it take for him to run the 5 miles? It took 120 minutes to run 5 miles. It took 2 hours to run 5 miles. Those are the exact same amounts of time. We just converted from hours to minutes. And because minutes are shorter or smaller units than hours, of course there are going to be more minutes than there are hours. So that's why 120 is larger than 2. Okay, so this is our answer. Now, you're going to take a quiz. You're going to have to close your Chromebook and go get your quiz from the sub. Okay, once you're finished with your quiz, then you are going to turn it back into the sub and you're going to go on iReady.